Widespread protests would lead to the new chains of transmission. Hello and welcome to the newstoday.tv. The members of the student and youth outfits of the Congress and the BJP clashed with the police late Friday in Kerala's capital Thiruvananthapuram, demanding resignation of Higher Education Minister K.T. Jalil for alleged Foreign Contribution Regulation Act violation. It is shameful for our state with such a literacy competency to be so ignorant when the people in politics showcase and become the prime defaulters of following the prime most safety quotient of the COVID-19 protocol of social distancing. These protests have still not come to a halt for the fourth consecutive day. The scuffles between the political workers and the police took place in Thiruvananthapuram, which has ranked consistently at the top in terms of daily coronavirus infections in the state. As we all know, by now, the virus that causes the COVID-19 disease is mainly transmitted through respiratory droplets, spread when people talk, cough, or sneeze. Screaming and shouting slogans during a protest can also accelerate the spread. Tear gas and water spray, which police have used to disperse crowds, cause people to tear up and cough and increase respiratory secretions from the eyes, nose and mouth, further enhancing the possibility of transmission. Police efforts to move crowds through tight urban areas can result in corralling people closer together or end up pinning people into tight spaces. People get lost in the moment and they lose awareness of who is close to them, who is not, who's wearing a mask, who's not. Arresting, transporting or jailing protesters increase the potential for spreading the virus. In view of these, the health minister has to reach out to the protesters to refrain from the violence and also urge the police to exercise restraint. The social and economic inequities, including poor access to healthcare, discrimination in healthcare settings, greater reliance on public transportation, and differences in employment were all the factors leading to a greater burden of COVID-19 disease among people. The heat of the elections should not be a factor which will lead to more number of cases being spread in Kerala on account of these protests and charges. Stopping the pandemic is going to depend on our ability to take care of our most medically and socially vulnerable. Kerala's COVID-19 case count reached 108,278 on Sunday, with the state reporting 3,139 fresh cases. The state also registered 1,855 recoveries in the last 24 hours. So far, 77,703 people recovered from the disease, while 30,072 patients are still under treatment in various hospitals across the state. Local transmission of COVID-19 continues unabated as 2,921 of the newly reported cases contracted the virus through contact. The positive cases in Thiruvananthapuram is recorded as 412, out of which the contact cases is 395. In the midst of this pandemic, protests held outdoors would definitely mitigate the risk of transmission. These data prove that our state is heading into a humongous pitfall, and the political parties who are supposed to protect and serve the people are possibly causing more destruction than if they never existed. If the so-called people-loving parties has anything other than selfish motives, these protests should be called off immediately. For more news and content, follow and subscribe to the newstoday.tv.